Do you want to be so good at Veigar that you delete enemies within a blink of an eye? Do not worry, because in the next few minutes I'll be explaining all his abilities, builds, combos and some tips and tricks as well. So pick up your magic wands, and let's jump into the world of Wild Rift. Before starting the video, I'd like to sincerely apologize to all my viewers and subscribers for not being active in the last month. Many things came up in my life, and I had to take this break. You all are my family and I love each one of you. I promise I won't take such breaks unless it's extremely necessary. Thank you to everyone supporting me out there. Let's start off with his abilities first. His passive is Phenomenal Evil Power. His passive grants you stacks for each ability you hit to an enemy champion. For each stack, you get 1 ability power. So if you have 20 stacks, you'll already have bonus 20 ability power at your hands. You gain 1 stack for hitting enemy champions, killing minions or monsters with your abilities. And you gain 5 stacks for a champion takedown. That is a kill or an assist. This indicator right here shows the current stacks you have. So always try to stack faster, so that you can easily have advantage over your laner. His first ability is Baleful Strike. Veigar fires a bolt of energy which deals magic damage to the enemy's hit. This ability can hit up to 2 enemies or enemy units if they're lined up straight. This ability can get you 2 stacks of your passive if you kill 2 minions or kill 1 minion and hit the enemy behind it. This is very crucial, especially in the laning phase, so that you stack up very fast and get stronger. Veigar's second ability is Dark Matter. Veigar summons Dark Matter from sky which deals magic damage to enemies it hits. But before it hits the ground, there is a delay. So enemies can easily dodge this ability. Dark Matter synergizes very well with CC abilities, because then you can easily hit the enemies when they are stunned or rooted. Also, for every 50 stacks of your passive, the cooldown of this ability is reduced by 10%. So make sure to get as much stacks as possible. His third ability is Event Horizon. Veigar summons a huge cage which traps enemies and stuns them at the edge of the cage. This ability is really great to zone enemies in teamfights or while doing objectives. Especially when placed at choke points, it forces the enemy's TO go back or get trapped. This ability also cancels enemy dashes like Tristana's jump, Ezreal's arcane shift, etc. Quick tip, you get stacks for every enemy you stun with your third ability. So if you stun 3 enemies at once, you get 3 stacks instantly. Make use of this as much often as possible. His ultimate is Primordial Burst. Veigar shoots an orb which deals magic damage to the targeted enemy. This ability deals damage based on enemies missing health. It means, lower the HP, higher the damage. So the best time to use your ultimate is when the enemy's health is below 35%. Use your abilities to get them low and finish them off with your ultimate. Let's move on to the build and runes. For Veigar, Archangel Staff and Leden's Echo are core items. Start off with Tear of Goddess to stack up since the beginning. Until it reaches 700, build and complete Leden's Echo. And after you reach max stacks, complete Archangel Staff. This way, you'll already have Seraph's Embrace at your hands. Then for the third item, go for Rabadon's Death Cap. This item will skyrocket your ability power because of its passive. For the fourth item, go for Void Staff. Because until you build this, it'll be mid to late game and so, you'll need this to penetrate through enemies' magic resistance. And lastly, go for Infinity Orb. Makes you more deadly with flat penetration and crit damage. You can also opt for Moral Anomican if enemy has lot of healers like Nasus and Mundo. In the runes, choose Electrocute as your keystone rune. It's by far the best option for Veigar. In the second row, get Hunter Vampirism for some healing and sustain. You can also opt for Brutal to get some armor penetration and bonus damage. In the third row, go for Bone Plating or Second Wind. Both provide extra protection in lane. And lastly, get Sweet Tooth. It's simply the best. Let me give you some of his tips and tricks now. As I previously mentioned, Veigar's damage scales with his stacks. So, my first tip is, clear stone camps to get huge amount of stacks. You can get a total of 10 stacks just by clearing the stone camp. Second tip, Stay behind in teamfights, since you're really very squishy and can easily die. Try to deal as much damage as possible just by staying in the backline of your team. Third tip, avoid picking Veigar against burst champions like Akali, Zed, etc. Because Veigar doesn't have any escape abilities, they can easily feed on you. Let's have a look at his combos now. Veigar doesn't really need proper combos to deal the damage. But I'll show you two super important combos, which will help you deal maximum damage. The first one is S3, S2, S1. Since your trap is really big, you can easily stun enemies for longer durations. Then you can easily hit your S2, which deals some insane amount of damage. Use this combo during laning phase after you hit level 3. The second combo is same as the first one, just that you use your ultimate after doing the first combo. This is great to burst down a single target. If you enjoyed this guide, please do leave a like. I need some motivation to get back on track.